Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I will be discussing accrued expenses. In my previous video I did prepaid expenses, so you can check it out after this video. So we will start with what is accrued expenses. Accrued expense means expense that have been incurred for which we have not received an invoice. And this accrued expense falls under the accrual accounting method, which says expenses should be recorded when the transactions occur rather than when it is paid. And it also follows the matching principle, which says that expenses should be recognized in the same period, the same as revenue. But I am pointing to expenses because I'm talking about accrued expenses, but the matching concept is in two ways, both revenue and expense. And often accrued expenses are estimated by using previous invoices, right? Because if you are dealing with a vendor for the first time, then you would only have to make an estimate. But if you've dealt with a vendor before, you can use previous year invoice, an average of the yearly invoice, or you can use the previous month invoice to book accruals. On the other hand, expenses can also be 100% accurately accrued in cases when the invoice is received but not yet approved or PO is missing. So in that case, you can take the amount from the invoice and then you book the accrual. So we will move on to cases of accrued expense. Vendor invoice received but not approved by PO. So in that case, we have to book accrual for that month pending approval from the PO owner. And the second case is when invoices not received but services or goods have been provided. A typical case will be audit services, because the audit companies, they send their invoice at the end of the financial year. So in that case, you need to book accruals each month. And then we have compensation accruals, right? We can talk about HR bonus, vacation accruals, and share-based payment. We will take one example. Campaign A has not received an invoice for annual insurance for 120,000 USD as at 31st of January 2024. Assuming the financial year of the company starts from January to December, how will you account for this during the month end close? So you can try on your own before you move on to the next section of the video, which explains the answer, so that at least you can confidently say that, yeah, you do understand what accrued expense is. So to answer the question, we need to break it down, because from the question we realize that 120,000 is for 1 year. Hence, we need to divide it by 12 months. So each month will be 10,000. So the month of January, what we need to post is only 10,000 out of the 120. So we will credit the accrued expense, which is also called accrued liability, because on the balance sheet, you will find it under accrued liability. And then we debit the P&L In this case, we will debit the insurance expense by 10,000. So this is how the posting will be at the end of January. So there will be 10,000 at the balance sheet, 10,000 in the P&L. So what happens in February when the invoice is received? When the invoice is received, the vendor account will be credited. In this case, the insurance company, if they've created an account for it, it will be credited, and then prepayment account will be debited. So the accrual that we posted in January would have to be reversed since we have received the invoice in February. So to reverse it, we debit the accrued liability, and then we credit the P&L to reverse it. So 20,000 will be released from prepayment account to the P&L account for February month. The reason why it is 20,000, note, each month we have to book 10,000, but this is the case. The posting we did in January has been reversed because we have the invoice. So in that case, in the month of February, we have to post the year to date. So that is why we are posting 20,000 instead of 10,000. So when the invoice is finally paid, the vendor account will be debited and then the bank credited. So this is how accrued expense is treated. So let me know in the comment section if you have questions or some doubts regarding what I have said, and if there is any topic that you want me to treat, let me know in the comment section. And please do well to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and also you can watch my prepaid expense video as well. Thank you so much for the love. Until we see in the next video. Bye bye.